Councillor Bourke, please.
Thank you, Chairman. My question is for Councillor David Brown. I've recently been contacted by a local resident who has had extreme difficulty in accessing the care that her child is entitled to, and she believes that the transition to the unit model is to blame. To be clear, I support the unit model. I visited my locality's office to discuss it this summer. I understand the benefits that it brings, so I support the end point that the Council is working towards. However, having followed up my residents' concerns about that transition, it seems that they're quite well founded. Some facts for you. In June 2011, the Council, when briefing service users, stated that there would be 30 to 35 cases per unit. It was also stated that for the unit model to be effective, there needed to be fewer than 40 cases. At the moment, there are between 40 and 50 cases per unit, more than the model can effectively handle. Moreover, these concerns about capacity have been compounded by a second problem relating to staffing. It had been hoped that the old teams would metamorphose fairly smoothly into the unit model. However, it seems that there has been a lot more churn than had been anticipated. In particular, we lost many of the most highly qualified and experienced staff. And as a result, we have less experienced staff and understaffed units dealing with an unmanageably large caseload, a larger caseload than these units are supposed to be ideally dealing with. And that's why my resident's struggling to access the same quality of care for her son as she was in the past. I wouldn't expect Councillor Brown to comment on an individual case, but obviously this has wider ramifications for the whole service. So my initial question is, does Councillor Brown recognise this service pressure that I've described, and what is he doing about it?
Councillor Brown, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Clearly, our move into the unit model, yes, we're sort of just over halfway through. This is when you're making big changes to any organisation that size, it is always going to be a time of tension. I've certainly been through that in my own career when I've been through similar restructurings, which is partly how I ended up here. I do not recognise the accusation that we've lost so many highly qualified. We have had difficulty in recruiting as many clinical social workers to our required standards, which is why the process is ongoing. But certainly, I recognise some of what the Leader of the Opposition was referring to, but far from all of it.
Do you have a supplementary, Councillor Bourke?
So I do, Chairman. It's reassuring that Councillor Brown recognises some of what I have said in terms of what you referred to as my accusation that we had lost some very experienced and qualified staff. It's not so much an accusation as me repeating what I've been told by the people running the service. My supplementary is, when the business plan for next year is being prepared, will Councillor Brown argue strongly for a priority to be given to this service area so as to protect the most vulnerable?
Thank you, Chairman. As all colleagues around the Chamber will know and recognise, we have protected the budget for children's social care over certainly from my time and before that. We do give the highest priority to those most vulnerable in this county. Clearly, yes, we will be continuing down that route in the business planning sector.
Thank you very much.